This video is an introduction to the first 50 yo-yo tricks list for yoyotricks.com. And what we did with this list is the whole Yo-Yo Tricks team got together and we pooled our knowledge both from learning how to yo-yo and from teaching others how to yo-yo to put together what we think is the best system for learning how to yo-yo. And our goal is that by the time you've done mastering all the tricks in this list, you'll have the confidence to approach any of the styles of yo-yoing and ultimately to master any trick on the entire website. Now, to help you learn the tricks on this list, one of the things that we've done is we've put together the first 50 yo-yo tricks pack. And what that includes is all the yo-yos and all the accessories and everything that you need in order to learn all of these tricks. So the first thing we put into the pack is the Sage Yo-Yo, which is the yo-yo we recommend most for players who are just starting to learn their string tricks. And we've also included an upgradable bearing so that you can get into more advanced or unresponsive play. Now, in addition to that, we've also included two of the Oracle yo-yos, which is the yo-yo we recommend most for players who are just starting to learn how to loop and who are getting into their two-handed tricks. Now, on top of that, we've also included thin and thick yo-yo lube, which you're going to need to keep your yo-yos working properly. We've included some yo-yo finger wrap, which if you're a new player, that's going to help keep your fingers from hurting while you're playing. And we've also included 50 yo-yo strings, which we think can really take you far. So when you're approaching this list, obviously you can just learn the tricks in order, and of course that'll work great. But a lot of times you're going to skip ahead and you're going to see a trick that just looks really interesting and you're going to think, oh, I wish I could just learn this right away. Well, what we've done on yoyotricks.com in the app for your smartphone and also on the website is we've got a section that goes along with every trick that is just called Tricks You Need to Know. And what this is all the tricks that you need to master first before you can really have a legitimate shot at learning that specific trick. So as long as you learn all those tricks first, and of course any tricks you need to know to learn those tricks and so on, you're going to have a legitimate shot at learning those tricks even if you go out of order. Now what's interesting is that even the most difficult trick in our list only has 7 tricks that you need to learn first to get to that trick. So you can see it's totally cool to go out of order as long as you make sure you go back and learn all the tricks that you skipped, because all the skills are really necessary if you want to be a great yo-yoer. One thing you'll want to keep in mind as you approach this list is that looping tricks tend to take a lot longer to learn than string tricks. And what we mean by that is once you're ready to learn any given string trick, on the day you start working on it, if you really understand the trick, you'll probably start hitting it. And after about a week, in most cases, you'll feel like you've mastered that trick. With looping, it's just not that way. On day one, a lot of times your loops will just kind of spin out and look crazy like that. And even after about a week, you may find that you're really only able to hit a couple of loops in sequence before the yo-yo goes completely out of control. And that's actually really normal. With looping, even though the motion is really simple, it takes a lot longer to master and to get the confidence and, frankly, the skill to be able to hit it as often and as long as you want to. A lot of times it takes at least a month and sometimes even months. That doesn't necessarily mean that these tricks are more difficult to learn, it's just a different approach. And so when you approach these tricks in the list, you're going to want to start learning all your different looping tricks early, and especially with two-handed loops, because it involves your weak hand, you're going to want to start practicing those loops early as well, so that by the time you get to the end of the list and you've learned all your string tricks, you'll be up to speed and you'll have all the tricks mastered at the same time and you'll be ready to move on. Now, even though we don't teach any two-handed string tricks or off-string tricks or counterweight tricks in these videos, that's 3A, 4A, and 5A tricks, even though we don't teach any of those, you're going to develop the skills necessary to get into those styles. And so while you're working on all the difficult string tricks, as you go through the list, you're actually building skills for 3A because you do string tricks in that, and you also do string tricks in 4A and in 5A. And the same thing is true with your looping tricks. When you start working on those difficult two-handed combos, you're going to be developing the discipline of mastering something with your weak hand, of doing two things together at the same time. And of course, when you get into two-handed string tricks, the same skills are going to apply, and you're already going to have those skills built in. And you might not expect it, but in 5A, you're going to be manipulating the yo-yo with one hand, and you're going to be manipulating the counterweight with the other hand, doing different things at the same time. Same skills apply. As long as you've mastered the tricks in this list, you're going to have what you need to approach those styles. Again, even with your looping tricks, you've got tricks like flips, which are going to translate into learning how to do regens really well, especially in 4A. And so we've really put everything we could together to prepare you for all the different styles. So download the yoyotricks.com app for your Apple or Android smartphone, or just go to yoyotricks.com, and under the Yo-Yo Tricks tab, you'll see Yo-Yo Collections and then the first 50 Yo-Yo Trick List, and you'll be on your way to becoming a great player.